Hello, my name is Swanson, and I will be going over my pre-calculus project here. Let's get started. So, my conic is a hyperbola, and let's go ahead and start with what is a hyperbola. Hyperbola is a symmetrical open curve formed by the intersection of a circular cone with a plane at a smaller angle with its axis than the side of the cone. So that definition is kind of wordy and confusing, so let's get into the visuals as to what would that look like. So here we have a visual representation of what a hyperbola would look like. And so just imagine a plane slicing this cone right there, and that cross section, that's what's going to form a hyperbola here. So you can see top and bottom hyperbola with our center right here. Now let's look at the graph of hyperbola. Alright, so this is the graph of hyperbola, and let's go and label some key points. So let's start off with the center, which is right here. Center obviously right between the two hyperbolas. The vertices are going to be here and here, and those are our max and mins of this hyperbola. So obviously to the left it's going to go to infinity, and over to the right it's going to go to infinity. These are our max and mins for each side of the hyperbola. More key points are the foci. First foci here, and our second foci right about here as well. And the point, our transverse axis is going to go from vertex to vertex. Sorry, that's not even close to a straight line, but I'll settle for it. And two more key points are our asymptotes here. Slant or oblique asymptotes, and they are the bounds for our hyperbola. The hyperbola will obviously get infinitely closer to them, but will never touch. And they go through our center. Okay, so these are the basics of the hyperbola: our center, vertices, foci, and asymptotes, and transverse axis. Let's go ahead and move on to some real-world examples of hyperbolas, so we can visually get an idea of what they look like. They're actually much more common than you think. You see it everywhere, really, in everyday life, from musical objects to architecture. So let's go with that. So our first real-world example is going to be the Hurley logo. The Hurley logo is actually a beautiful example. Its H logo forms our hyperbola perfectly. I'll go ahead and do my best to trace this. Right there. And that was terrible. Put it right there as well. With foci there, vertices there, and center obviously right there. Alright, let's move on to our next logo. Gilbert makes sporting equipment, and specifically this is a rugby ball, and the logo also is a perfect example of hyperbola in the real world. So let's go and trace this one. There. And right there. Again, foci here and here-ish, right about. Center here. Vertices there and there. Alright, let's move on. An hourglass, much more common than the first two examples even. And the beginnings of this shape for hyperbolas, obviously the ending curves skew from that shape, but the starting shape does. Show a very good example of hyperbolas. The foci are going to be here and here, and once again, center here, vertices right there. Violin, very similar to the hourglass shape, almost identical really. So we're going to see that same style of hyperbola. Foci here and here once again. Center there, vertices there and there. Alright, so now smokestack. You're going to form a very wide hyperbola here. I'm doing my best to trace it. Now we would see a better example of this if it was a photo taken more at mid-level rather than ground level, but we'll work with it. And foci are going to be here once again. Vertices right around here. Again, this angled photo makes it hard, but and the center would be right out there. Our final example is the Kobe Port Tower in Japan. Another beautiful example of hyperbola in real life, architecture specifically. And this red you can't see quite well. It's going to use green. There's the hyperbola. Center is going to be right around there. Foci here and here. And vertices right about there and there. So now we're done with our real life examples of hyperbolas. Hopefully you have a better idea of what hyperbolas look like, and hopefully you'll start to see them in everyday life. Let's go ahead and move on to my life and what I'll do for the next 2 years. So I will be attending college. I'm a senior currently at DeMar High School. So I will be attending college for the next 4 years at Franklin W. Olin College of Engineering in Needham, Massachusetts. I will be studying specifically electrical engineering, and I am really looking forward to the experience and what I'll gain from it. It's an excellent school, and it'll be really an amazing experience for me. So I'm very excited about that. Thank you.